Okay, well, I'd just like to clarify something that you effectively lied about.
Bro, that's hectic.
How we feeling, boys?
Oh yeah.
Nervous, but ready.
Shall I get the intro out?
Let's do it.
Give the intro.
Welcome to the first episode of Hectic. We are three laid-back 21-year-olds looking to have fun and create a path for ourselves. This show is about everything and anything. Our victories and our struggles. And to be honest, we have no idea where this is going, so buckle up and enjoy the ride. My name is Jordan Verbers. I'll be your host for the show. I currently study ideation at Inscape Design College. And to my right, the two co-hosts. They're two of my best mates. They have some of the best chats you'll ever hear. And they single-handedly ended World War II together.
Facts.
It's Malcolm van Seidigem and Zander Taljaard. Welcome, boys.
Thank you.
We made it.
So just to clarify, I'm currently studying second year civil engineering at the University of Pretoria. Yes, maybe. And Zand?
I'm studying game launch management at Tshwane University of Technology.
Yeah, I feel like we have quite a wide.
Alright.
Yeah.
If you ever need us to solve a problem, call upon us.
Yeah.
So Mark, do you just want to get into how we know each other, why we're friends, why we're doing this podcast thing, and yeah.
Yeah, sure. So originally I know Jordan from primary school. I think we started becoming friends officially in grade 3.
Correct.
And then in grade 4 there was a bit of a turnaround because one day after school George said I should rather come home with him instead of going to aftercare. And from there, for some reason, our mom thought it would be a great idea to just cancel my aftercare, and I would go home with George every day for the rest of that year. Yeah, it was literally every day for the rest of that year. And then my mom would pick me up from your house instead of from aftercare. And then, yeah, that's where the friendship went, except for you obviously leaving the school. But anyway, we'll get to that.
We'll get back to that.
And then from Zander's side, grade 8, we were both in a brand new school, didn't really have many friends, especially in our register class, and we were right next to each other on the class list. So we just ended up having to sit next to each other every day, and you know, obviously speaking to the same guy every morning, you're going to end up becoming friends with him one way or another. And through the years, I'd say even in like grade 8 alone, we didn't necessarily become great mates. We just knew each other around school.
But you guys also don't play sports together?
From grade 9, it really went on. No, yeah, not at all. From grade 9, when we started going to like events or like socials, that's literally when it started.
DSG social,
yeah, technically.
And then, Zad, you know the story of how we met? I have no idea.
So yeah, basically,
besides from like 20 minutes ago.
Just so forgettable, thanks. Yeah, met you, I think, like grade 10, house party. Yeah,
it was Jaden Kutzer.
Jaden
Kutzer.
Who is that?
One of our mates from Boys Eye.
Also, same register class
as us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, it's quite weird for guys to come out of high school, not even played sports together, and still be like super close mates. I don't know if you guys want to go into like what sports you played, anything like that. I know Zans, you still play hockey.
Sure do, yeah. Currently playing Tux 2 hockey, so that's for the University of Pretoria. Play a bit of provincial, and basically just jamming away, man.
Yeah, at the moment, I mean, I used to play cricket, but I just don't have time, especially for something like cricket, taking full days to play games. I just don't have that sort of time, but I do try to keep fit at the gym along with Sunday.
Do you want to explain our bet that we have going on, seeing as we're on the topic of gym?
Well, yeah. So I mean, I do have a little bit of beef actually, because on your vlog, on your perfect little vlog.
We'll get back to those points.
Perfect little vlog. Okay, but then we'll chat about the challenge then.
Yes, perfect little vlog. Really and deep.
Yeah.
Wait till we get to the mums. Anyway. So boys, also like maybe just give the audience a bit of an idea why we started the podcast, where you want Hectic to be in a year. Picture us watching this. What's up, future Zander, Malcolm, Jordan?
What's up?
In a year, we watch this back and we say what we say now. Are we there in a year? Are we not in a year? What do you guys see us doing in a year, basically?
Well, from my side, so I'll cover the part of like starting it, I think.
Yeah.
So Jord approached Xander and I about the podcast. He had this idea, but it was quite clear from the start that starting something like this, it's not just something you necessarily throw together with a few scraps. There were some investments that needed to be made. And us being students, 3 investors is better than 2, better than 1.
Way better.
So, we all decided that if we go into it together, equal amount from the 3 of us, that we would all give the same amount of effort towards it and really work towards enjoying doing the podcast, let alone, getting it out there for a lot of people to listen to, but mainly enjoying it ourselves first. And
I think all 3 of us also have like a good synergy. Like we can chat for hours over a beer.
Yeah, 100%.
When nothing's being recorded, and like, I just feel like we all have a great synergy together and like, combine well, which I'm sure the viewers will agree with in the next few episodes to come, hopefully. Zans, why did you start? Or
just another excuse to chill with the boys.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Also, you never know where this goes. I mean, interesting things could happen. Why not give it a shot? And
Bit of adventure.
yeah, a bit of adventure. Yeah.
Okay, and then back to the question: if you had to say something to Xander, who's sitting watching this in a year, 22, maybe short hair, I don't know.
Yeah. Hopefully.
What would you say to him now?
Yo, bro, I hope you're okay. I don't know. Hey, I don't really plan on doing like things for the future. I just go with it right now.
Okay.
So yeah,
Present.
obviously, live in the present. Yeah,
Mark?
carry on.
Well, what in terms of the brand?
Or just even if you just want to be like, "What's up, bro?" Like,
Well, hopefully we watch this episode, on another podcast that we're doing at that time.
yeah,
So-
massive claims.
Yeah,
I like
so-
that. I like
But
that.
but that my only request to myself then is maintaining that idea of like having fun and enjoying it. So I hope I have the same excitement doing it when we're watching this one
Okay.
in the future
Okay.
as I am having like right now. The same fun, the same excitement, and everything.
Hopefully, still passing engineering. Yeah?
Hopefully still passing engineering as well.
Yeah,
That would be great.
okay, so for the audio listeners, we have a white shelf here behind us, behind the set. This shelf is actually Malcolm's idea. It's called the gift shelf. I don't know if you want to elaborate on that and just speak about that a bit.
Yeah, so the idea behind the shelf, I mean, it was already in this room, and I kind of looked at it, and I was like, wait, let's not get rid of that. Let's see what we can do with it. Let's, put it on the set. So the idea behind it is that every guest that comes on brings a token that either represents them in some way or is completely random and they found it, in a weird place. And I know for a fact, I think we can all agree with this, that some guests will forget a gift. So they might bring
I ease
like,
under that.
yeah. So they might like bring, literally like a stick or something that they found. But I mean, cool.
Hopefully
If
not a
that's
stick,
what
but-
if that's what they want to, represent themselves as through a little object, and it's a stick, I guess that's up to
Pretty
them.
random, but okay.
But yeah, so that was the idea behind it, and hopefully in a while we fill this thing. Yeah,
Stop
that's the
filling it
idea. Yeah.
Popular.
Okay, and since it's our first episode, we've all decided to gift the podcast with a gift that represents us. Zans, you want to start?
Sure, bro. So I got this little book here that says "Shit happens, so get over it." Yeah, I figured we might have like a little segment at the end of every podcast, mental health with Zans.
I like it.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'll read a little quote out the book and just end it nicely. Yeah.
Did it also like
Gonna stick it up there.
that book literally represents you,
Yeah,
the title of that book.
yeah.
Yeah, true.
Just get over it, man.
Mark, what did you bring?
I brought. So it's an 8-ball. I'm sure everyone's seen this. I think the first place I saw one of these was actually on Toy Story.
Yeah.
They had one of these, and I looked at it, and I was like, "What the hell is that?"
But I want one.
But I want one. Yeah. So the first day I saw one, I decided to buy it, and it's been sitting in my room, and I don't really use it. But I thought, because we're definitely going to have some arguments on this podcast, some disagreements.
Are you trying to prep us for an argument?
100%, 100%. Absolutely,
Okay.
get yourself ready.
Okay.
And some disagreements, or even just some questions, like completely random questions that we don't know how to decide on. Now we do, and so whenever there's something that we're not quite sure about, we can just shake this and get the answer.
Nice. Okay, smart. Okay, then my gift is this little crystal thing. It's actually 2 crystals that have grown into each other. I got it for my 21st birthday from someone special. You know who you are. Shout out. And basically what this crystal represents is meant to bring out creativity and thoughts and basically following through with your plans. So I just felt like it was really relevant towards the podcast in the fact that it's creative and we hope we watch us in a year still podcasting. So that's mine.
Nice.
I like it, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Good
boss.
vibes, bro. Good
Okay, now I feel like we're going to put the boxing gloves on, eh?
vibes.
The next bullet is Jordan's YouTube channel thoughts. So let me give you some background. So when was it? Monday, posted my first YouTube video in a while. Basically, I'm doing the half Ironman on the 1st of December, and I kind of want to use the YouTube channel so that people can follow my journey, but also to keep me accountable, to train and stuff like that. I know for a fact Malcolm has a few thoughts on this, and I'm ready putting my bulletproof jacket on. So
Okay, well, I'd just like to clarify something that you effectively lied about in your
It's
video.
not a good way to start, bro.
In your video, yeah. So this challenge, this 6-hour challenge, didn't just arise. You didn't just think,
you wanted a shout
Oh,
out.
oh.
Okay, I see where we go.
oh, let me run a half iron under 6 hours. Yeah, that'll be cool. That's not how it happened. So the start of the challenge was actually that Jord tuned me that I was looking a bit chubby. And
Still is.
I started gymming, and after about
To be fair.
2 weeks of gymming at that stage, I sent Jordan a message and I said, I challenge you that I will bench 100 kilograms by the end of the year. And for like a week, we debated this back and forth, and I was, asking Xander for advice of what should I bring, to the challenge to make it even more complicated or to add to it and stuff like that. So now we've actually ended up with Jordan having to run the Ironman, or the half iron, under 6 hours. And I have a few challenges for myself.
Would you like to go through those challenges just so that the audience can keep you accountable
Okay.
for those as well?
Okay, so so I have to bench 100 kilograms
But
for 3
It
reps.
first started off with bench.
Yeah, so it started off with bench, and then you said that the 1 rep bench was too easy. So I said, okay, I agree with that. So he said, okay, you want 3 reps for 100 kilograms. So I said, okay, deal. And then I proposed to you something, I can't remember how it evolved.
This is what happened. I said, someone tuned me, no, Malcolm's going to bench that in 30 seconds, and I'm running a 6-hour race.
True.
I mean, that is fair.
So-
yours is way harder, that
Yeah.
challenge.
Well, I wouldn't say it's hard. Okay, it is harder.
It's
At
on
that
the day,
point,
on the day,
it was harder. So then I said to Malcolm, we definitely need to make yours harder, to which he agreed to. And now we have his challenge. Do you want to go through it?
Yeah. So 100 kilograms bench for 3 reps, 140 kilograms deadlift for 3 reps, 65 kilograms strict shoulder press
That's a
for
toughie.
3 reps, 3 muscle ups in a row. What
Squat.
else?
Squat.
115 kilogram squat, 3 reps as well. And then I have to run a mile in 6 minutes 30 seconds, which is 1.6 Ks. So
And sounds you think he's going to do it. We actually have his gym partner right next to us here.
Hey man, he's been putting in the effort, he's gonna reach it, I reckon, yeah.
All of them.
I don't know about all of them, maybe one or
Ooh.
two.
Which
yeah.
one
The
would you say is
downstairs,
the hardest
so
and easiest one?
Definitely the shoulders, bro.
shoulder press, yeah.
Oh,
So do the
hectic.
squat,
Nah, he's got the squat down.
The squat I'll do
He's been
A lot
wrapping his
sooner than
pants in
you
the
think.
gym, bro.
a lot sooner than
A lot, really?
Yeah.
Well, it'll be awkward if you don't get that squat. And moving swiftly on in that segue into the segment called Awkward Moments. Okay. So, Awkward Moments is basically a segment that every person can sort of relate to, that humans go through on a not daily basis, but they would have been through one of these, considering that they're 18 and above.
Can I clarify something about awkward moments?
Go for it.
So it's not necessarily that what we discuss needs to be awkward. It's that bringing it up. No. It's that bringing it up with the wrong people at like a party, for example, would be really awkward. Yeah.
This is his segment.
But I think you always understand what I'm saying. Like,
Yes.
this is the place to bring it up, and the listeners can then laugh at how awkward it is to bring that up. But the idea is that you're not doing it at a party. You're bringing it up here, and we're figuring it out between ourselves, if that makes sense.
Okay. Thanks for that, Malk. So, jumping into Awkward Moments, Zan's actually brought this one up before the show. I swiftly told him to shut his mouth so he could speak about it on the podcast. It's called Synchronized Breathing with Zander.
Explanation.
Alright, okay, explanation time, eh?
Yeah.
So you ever been lying in bed with someone, right? Maybe your
Guy, girl.
girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is, 2019. Yeah, so you ever lying in bed with someone and like you breathing obviously and they're breathing and you just like try to synchronize your breathing with them, and I don't know about you guys, but I just find it so awkward because I feel like I have to do it, but I don't know why. And yeah,
The thing, I can
it
vouch,
never, ever works.
I've tried it before, but the thing is how difficult it is.
Yeah.
So, I've tried it with my girlfriend, and I don't know why, but Robin's breathing is
Really?
completely different to mine.
It's impossible.
I can't
Like, you just
replicate
can't get it
it.
right,
It's
yeah.
it's not comfortable for me to fall asleep in that way.
you just won't fall asleep.
But I think the thing is, what could be though, is when you're asleep already, you breathe completely differently though. If that makes sense.
Okay. That's,
fair enough.
boys, to be honest, I haven't really experienced this problem. What I have experienced in this situation, though, is a dead arm.
Oh,
I feel like that is way worse.
we don't get enough credits for that, guys. Like
No.
all the guys out there, big ups, man.
It's true. No, it's true. I actually,
Putting up with that. Yeah.
I saw a video this week, some Instagram video. I was just laughing at it so much with Robin actually, because it's this guy that kind of does girlfriend coaching, and one of the points was that boys love being little spoon too.
Yes, 100%.
And the thing is it's actually so comfortable. Like, Big Spoon is really nice. I won't lie. Like,
No,
it's
it's
really
cut,
nice.
bro.
But
I
Little
love it.
Spoon is 200% better.
What's that, eh?
And waking up with a dead arm, as in, like, you literally cannot move it, is the worst thing, because then I struggle to fall asleep. Like,
And the
after
hair in
that,
your face. Have you
the
ever
hair.
got that?
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
It's bad.
You just ask them to tie it up, really.
Mark, speaking about Robin. Now, Robs, I know you'll be listening to this, and this was actually Zander's idea. I'm just gonna
What? No,
put it straight on
I don't
him.
even know what's happening.
So what happened was we're busy setting up for the podcast, and Malk was answering a message to what Zander thought was his mom, or Malcolm's mom,
Oh yeah.
because
Yeah.
Zander's girlfriend, not Zander, Malcolm's girlfriend's name is saved as what on your phone?
It's mums.
Mums.
Now you can forgive me for thinking that might be his mother.
Yeah, I
mean,
suppose
come
so, but, like, it's got a kiss and a heart next to it, so
Dude.
that kind of
Oh,
points in a
I'm
different
not judging.
direction.
You might love your
2019,
wife.
No.
So where does that come from? Like,
Yo, how does that happen?
Bro, I've never heard mums in my
Mums.
entire life.
Well, so just to clarify, so that's my nickname for her. So I call her Mums, and it's like, it's not like a Mooms or anything weird. It's just Mums. It's quick.
I mean,
so-
it's pretty weird.
Yeah, no, it is. It is definitely. To be 100% honest, I don't know where it originated from, but we just picked up on it, and we've been calling each other names like
What
that.
do you call
ever
Hannah?
since then.
Babe, classic.
Yeah,
Classic.
but no, the thing is I do jump between babe or babes, like
I
babe,
do babes a lot.
and
Yeah, I'm also like
mums
babe. I'm
and
a babe guy.
robs.
Yeah, so
I'm a
Yeah.
babe guy.
I'm
Tell
pretty sure.
us what type of guy you are in the comments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be interesting.
I can give you
And-
a 0% chance of mums coming up.
Is it weird that I do
Yeah.
that or that
It is
Robin and I?
like,
do?
I don't know if
It's
it's
not.
weird.
It's not.
You love each other. It's
Yeah,
cute.
we can do whatever
Do
we
you?
want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? It's
Yeah.
your relationship.
You know who also does whatever they want? People at traffic circles.
Oh my.
Boys, have you ever seen a Segway?
A segue.
Segue.
Where you link to
Two cards
two
together.
things.
Yeah.
No, okay, yeah. So I wanted to talk about this one because on my way here, literally this is 100% real. Traffic
a
circle.
bit of background. Malcolm has some serious road rage.
No.
It's bad.
That's rich coming from you. Rich coming from you.
you.
Jeez. But okay, so there was a truck coming from my right, so you yield to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Full on truck. Okay, full on truck. Like seriously long truck.
Like 16-wheeler?
Yes, 16 wheeler.
Okay.
And I swear on my life, there were like, from what I could see, 4 or 5 guys sitting in the front. And I hit the circle, but he hits it basically just before me, and he slows down to go over the speed bump just before it. And so I stop. That's what I'm meant to do. and as I'm like waiting, I'm like looking at him, and every single guy in this truck is looking at me. Like, why are you not going? And I'm like, because it's your turn. But the simple thing is, what I'm trying to say is, why is it so awkward at traffic circles that people just don't obey the rule of yield to right? And if you've let 2 cars go directly in front of you, then you wait for the person to your left to go, if you understand what I'm saying.
But it's a very loose sort of rule.
Yeah.
The circle is very
Just
loose.
make it work.
Yes, but the thing is so what's the general rule then? It has to stay flowing. That's the idea of
Yeah,
the traffic
it's not
circle.
a-
It's a
always
flowing.
stop, yeah.
It's a flowing circle. So he stopped and stared at me when I was doing the right thing.
No, Mal, don't you think maybe it's because he was in a truck? And he's
Yes,
like,
100%.
listen,
Zans,
it's
but-
going to be way easier for you to go first and then for me to go around the
This is how
circle.
Zans feels every day.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I drive a big car.
Okay. I do agree with that, but in this situation, when I was still approaching the circle, like if I had, let me put it like this, if I had gone from the start, it would have been like, oh, this guy's just pushing his luck in front of a truck because it's a truck. So I felt like I'm going to slow down and do the right thing because he's already hit the circle. He was edging into the circle already.
I don't think we need to get into that much.
Yeah,
but
No, but that's
the
what I'm
detail,
saying.
You can
though.
see he's annoyed by it. He's annoyed
Yeah,
by it.
Yes,
Yeah.
very annoying.
Um,
Just obey the rules. If I stop, if I'm already
Anyone sees
stopped.
Malcolm in the road, just
avoid,
avoid
yeah,
him. Avoid.
Okay.
Mark, then you've got one more awkward moment here that you want to speak about. Forgetting things in your pockets or something like that.
No, I don't know. This wasn't necessarily based around awkward moments, but I think it was Zander telling us about how his dad left his phone in his car or something like that.
Yeah.
But I wanted to say that I cannot possibly leave the house with, if I'm driving a car with those car keys, obviously, but with my phone and my wallet in my pockets. So it feels weird for me to not have my phone and my wallet. And I don't know if it's just me,
No,
but
it's not just you, bro. Yeah.
it should be a very common thing. And I feel like a lot of people forget things like their wallets or phones. And it's just like, how do you actually
So
do
they're
that?
basically extensions of yourself.
Yeah, well, I mean, if
100%.
you're leaving the house, you don't have your phone on you. What are you doing? You don't have your wallet. I mean,
Where you go?
I actually,
like,
actually did a project for presentation week last week about cyborgs and how humans are becoming cyborgs because technology such as phones and stuff like that are basically an extension of yourself. So a cyborg is a human or an organism that has part of it like technology, computerized or something like that. So are not all human cyborgs in modern day society? Because, like you say, shouldn't it be a normal thing for you to feel that you don't have your phone?
Yeah.
I
Well-
mean, it's sad to say that, like, I need to leave the house with my phone, but
You have
it's
to be.
become a necessity. Like, I have to. I mean,
Well, so just backing up the whole cyborg thing. If your phone needs your fingerprint to grant you access, that is an extension of you.
part of you, yeah.
And I think that's definitely like something that's very real. And I think people way overlook as well what phones do. It's insane of how easily you can communicate with someone or find out information. And the next question is then, is everyone not just a genius if you have that instant access to something like Google?
Knowledge. It's power.
Yeah.
It's power.
And people still decide not to use it.
Okay, but maybe that's because they have data struggles, which is our next segment. South African struggles.
South African struggles.
So let's integrate these and talk about these two things. So in South Africa, obviously we're a third world country. where I know in Ireland they don't pay for data at all.
Must be nice.
There's free. It's not even Wi-Fi. It's free data everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, free data everywhere.
I just find that so hard to believe.
That is ridiculous.
So
I'm not doubting you, but
let's because Brandon obviously lives in Ireland.
Mm.
Are Irish people then more of a cyborg than we are? Because we don't have access to internet as frequently and as readily as they do.
I wouldn't necessarily say so. The thing is what I'm interested in is how do they treat the internet then? Do they treat it as like, oh, everyone has instant access to this, so it's not such a big deal? Whereas in South Africa, it's a big deal. I mean, we complain instantly if we don't have connection because it means a lot to us to be connected. Whereas there, I can guarantee you that's probably not an issue.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's almost like if you have a lot of something, it doesn't mean as much to you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So you're saying it's not as like important to them?
No,
or-
yeah.
Yeah,
like
maybe
water-
it's
it's
not.
like water
Like
to
maybe
us.
I'm just
Yeah, it's
making
like water's there,
an
flushing the
inaccurate
toilet.
assumption,
Yeah.
but I don't think it would necessarily like mean anything to them. They probably think it's weird that we find it crazy that they have
No, for sure,
unlimited data.
Yeah.
But for us, that is like way out of our reach at the moment as a country. So
And then my final point, just on the cyborgs, if we're all cyborgs, are we still cyborgs, or is that the new norm? Then what is the next cyborg sort of
I
thing?
see what you're saying.
well, define norm.
Something that everyone has, something that
So-
is very normal to a lot of people,
So
like a phone.
I was actually watching a podcast last night, an Impulsive podcast, and it was the extremely emotional one with Evan. And I haven't finished watching it,
Oh, yeah.
but in there he spoke about what is normal. What is normal, and his definition I still don't really understand, but maybe you guys can help me a little bit. His definition was that normal is being different in your own unique way or something like that. And it was where it started from was that people our height, as in non-dwarves, aren't normal height. We're average height. Because there's no such thing as normal if we are all completely different from one another. Who is the norm then? The President of America, the Queen, me? Is everyone else then weird because I'm the norm? So that's my question.
Jeez.
Hey, listen, eh?
Sorry, I know that's a bit hectic,
But what is the norm?
but it's
What-
very
what-
valid though.
Because
It's very
when
valid.
you say normal, like that looks normal, like immediately you can form a picture in your head about a normal human or a normal phone.
Yeah.
So I think it's more about perspective of what each and every person sees as their normal. And as a society today, I feel like if everyone has access to internet and like you say, you need your fingerprint to unlock a phone, then we're all cyborgs. So cyborg is the norm. So we were normal, and people refer to people with technology as cyborgs, but now everyone has technology.
Yeah.
So what is the next cyborg going to look like? That is my question to you.
Bro, I don't know, man. Like, what is the next iPhone gonna look like? What are they gonna do next?
4
Yeah.
cameras. I'll
Yeah.
do that for free.
No, look, so I think it's not necessarily a question of what is the next cyborg, but it's the fact that we will become more of a cyborg as humanity, because, I mean, effectively in the end, we are all just going to communicate telepathically through computers that do everything for us. Maybe that's what it
Big
heads to.
statements,
Sure.
Maybe that's what it heads to. But then it's not even a question of cyborg anymore. It's a question of, are we even part organism anymore?
So more,
So more computer-based than anything else. And theoretically, if they're creating things like Siri is almost getting close to a person. And what if we all just end up being programs that run? And we're in the Matrix, guys.
Calm down,
yeah,
boy.
bro.
Sorry, I know.
But you know what we could do is get someone on who knows a lot about cyborgs and technology. I don't know if you know anyone, cyborgs and technology
Look into it. I'll look
that we
into
can
it.
bring in as a guest. Maybe even your dad. I don't know how your dad would feel about that because
Yeah,
he knows a lot about that.
I'll
Or
ask.
someone like that.
I'll ask.
And on to the next thing, boys. So the next one is, we got another segment. Zanz alluded to it earlier within the podcast. It's Mental Health with Zanz, where he
Sure
reads
is,
out of
yeah.
his little book.
Alright, cool. So we got the book. Shit happens, so get over it. I just figured, like mental health, everyone struggles with it. I don't think we should be shy about
Definitely not.
sharing it. Lately, past few weeks, I've been going through some stuff, trying to sort my mind out, and yeah, why not? I think we should be open about it and
I like
Let's-
it.
chat,
let's-
yeah,
let's
especially with
see
your
what
mates,
this
like the boys.
Thanks for sharing, bro.
Yeah, I know.
100%.
So the first quote we got over here, it's a quick one. If you're going through hell, keep going. Winston Churchill. Yeah.
That's
I
powerful.
feel like
I mean-
that's even very relevant to you.
Yeah, no, it is.
Or to
Like,
all of us,
powerful.
actually.
it's basic, but
I'm sure
I
everyone
mean,
out there
the
is
man,
going,
the man knew what he was talking about, like,
For sure.
no doubts.
No, I like that, bro. I like
Winston
that.
Churchill.
Very
I'm
nice.
sure everyone out there is going through needs
Yeah.
that quote. If you're going through something bad, just keep on pushing through.
Yeah.
Is that it, boys? Did we
it
do
is.
it? Did we make it through our first one? Might not be the smoothest, but
Yeah,
we made
definitely
it,
some
boys.
difficulties along the way, but that's okay.
So on to the outro, man.
Well, I just want to say, so just to the listeners, don't expect any sort of structure or anything like that. I mean, we'll have our basic things like awkward moments and mental health with sons, but otherwise, we are just going to be throwing anything and everything at you, and we just hope you guys enjoy.
And also the set. Like obviously
Yeah.
our setup is budget at the
Very,
moment.
very budgets, very
Um,
low budgets.
So we got a few plans in the works.
Doing some things, yeah.
yeah,
we'll be adding things along the
We'll,
way.
we'll keep you updated.
Been great.
So yeah, should we end it here, boys?
Sounds good.
Thanks for coming out, boys.
course,
First one
also,
done.
of
Was
course.
lekker.
Thanks, boys.
Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment down, like we said earlier, if you say mums, which I can guarantee no one does. But thanks, boys. We'll see you next time. Cheers.